So, hello and welcome back. So, today for the Magic 15 Minutes, I'm joined by Carol.
Hi
Hi.
everyone.
Hey. So, we've actually got quite a lot to cover, but I'm not going to give you any longer than 15 minutes, just because we've been working together the longest.
Us
So,
just talking for 15 minutes is going to be a challenge.
I know that. I know that. Actually, when I did it with another person, theirs was 23 minutes. So, we're going to really try to kind
Come
of
on then,
narrow it down. So,
let's do it.
so Harold, tell us, what are your businesses? The names of them. I love the names of them, but tell us your businesses and the
Okay,
names.
so the original was coolwool.net, which is where I have my knitting and crochet designs. But I have also, for the past 10 years or so, been what's known in the business as a tech editor, which means I check patterns in minute detail to make sure that they work. And I do that for yarn companies, individual designers, magazines, book publishers. It's not pattern testing. That's something completely different. I don't make the items. I just use my knowledge to check all the maths, all the grammar, all the style, all the consistency, explanations, all that sort of stuff. And I love it. So that's coolwool.net. Then I love teaching as well. And I used to, before COVID, teach techniques workshops in real places. But I've now put a few online. But I also took the plunge and decided to teach others how to become tech editors because we need them. Okay, so how to become a tech editor for knitting or crochet. I mean, you apply the same rules, but they're completely different beasts. So that is coolwoolschool.com, which is hard to say
Fabulous.
sometimes.
Cool school, yeah. No,
Cool
I
Wool
mean, but
School.
that's fabulous because actually I've done a few, and for those people that are following the 15 minutes, I've done a few 15 minutes already with students of yours that are
Yes, you
growing
have.
businesses in their own right.
They are, and that's what
Um,
I love about this.
yeah, and
It's the
and
transformation that these people have. They can actually finally find something in knitting or crochet or whatever their craft is, that sort of craft, that they can make a proper business out of, because selling patterns is tough and selling actually made items is really tough. You won't make money that way hardly at all because it takes so long.
yeah.
But checking patterns, if you've got the aptitude for it, you can make a proper business out of it, which is
Yeah,
what I
and
love.
I love one of your words that says you need to be a nitpicker. Uh,
That's absolutely true. It's great. Great term.
So, yeah, I just want to share actually, the transformation that your students have had, because I mean, we started working together about 3 years ago, I think.
My goodness, is it 3 years now? It is.
It is,
Probably is, yeah.
yeah, to kind of bring
Yeah.
through that
To
first
get to
course.
get the courses up and running properly
Yeah.
on a proper platform and all that sort of stuff, because I wanted it to be good. I didn't want it to be thrown together. So
But why were you teaching them people how to do what you was already doing? Surely then you would then kind of lose work if you had people, if you're teaching
I've
others to
got
do.
enough
Yeah.
work. I've got enough clients. Once you get a client for tech editing and you get on well with them, and if you've got the rapport, they stay with you. I don't want to take on any more clients. I've got enough. But there, especially since COVID, there are so many more designers out there now designing things. And if they can be persuaded, which is my mission to persuade them, they should put their patterns through a tech editor, because it will help them in the long term. It will help them get a consistent style, make sure there's no mistakes, and it'll save them time with queries. So I'm on a mission to get more designers to take the plunge and start using tech editors. And we need more tech editors. We always need more tech editors because there's so many patterns out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, yeah, I know that I've been working with you now for about 3 years to kind of deliver these courses, and you've taught now, you've got well over 40 graduates and people that have,
Yeah, I
and
think
you're
it's actually
really
nearer
quite
50, but
precise.
anyway,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
since the
growing.
figures have
Yeah.
been done, yeah. But since, in that time, you've taught these people, and you've got really high standards. I mean, you're
I
really
do.
not fussy, particular
I
in
am
terms,
very
and
particular.
watching your courses actually, and the things that the students go through when they're learning, but it then provides a much better outcome for the designer, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, I mean, there are other people teaching it out there, but I want to teach it how. I do have high standards because I work for some really, what's the word, prestigious clientele, and they have high standards. Okay, so if you can get to that standard of making sure you're checking absolutely everything that you need to check, then every pattern after that will be a lot easier, and you'll build up your reputation much quicker than you would if you just sort of do a half-hearted job.
okay, oh, okay, right.
So yes,
No,
I do have high standards.
but I think it's great that actually, and that's what I wanted to say, that, you've taught now so many people to your standard, and there's still a lot of people coming through the course because,
Mhm.
it's not a 2-minute job because it's quite in-depth and quite thorough. But yeah, and you said that there's still so many tech editors needed
Oh,
because the
absolutely.
industry's swamped at the moment.
I'm I often get, because I built up my business mainly through word of mouth initially, through reputation, but I'm still, someone new will appear on the scene. Oh, Carol, we've heard about you from so and so. Please, can you tech edit this? And as I say, I don't want to take on any more clients, but there's loads. So I can help my students as well
I
by
was going to say,
passing on some of that work.
yeah, it
So
must be good for you to know that you can pass that along the line, but they're
absolutely,
going to get
yeah.
the same level of detail and attention as it would have come from you.
Well,
So
yeah, if my students have passed the course and they have to take assignments, which I mark, as you know, and I do send them back if they're not done well enough, and they have to do it again. And it may sound like I'm a bit of an ogre, but it's important. You have to make sure you understand all the technical side of things, especially with garments. They are quite tricky because you've got to make sure everything matches, front, back, sides, shoulders, everything. It's all going to fit together and not be higgledy-piggledy. So there is a lot involved.
gosh, and
But yeah, they do
I,
have
don't-
to work hard, but they love it.
I don't know where you find the time for that. So why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do? Because I love it. I always wanted to have, I mean, I had a real job as a computer
A real
programmer
job.
for a long, long time, but I always wanted to somehow build a business. It didn't have to be a big business, in using knitting or crochet in some way. And I tried a number of different things. I used to be a test knitter. I used to, I sell patterns, but it wasn't until I discovered the role of a tech editor that I realized that this would be it. And my background in computer programming was so similar. It's all about the detail. So it to me, it was natural to go into tech editing. So,
Gosh,
and I love it.
yeah, there you go. How fun it must be to do. I mean, me as well, but to wake up every morning and not have that feeling of
Oh,
going to work.
absolutely. I work longer hours now than I ever did before, but it's because I want to.
Yeah, but also, I mean, when you do something for yourself, you do get a bit more. You get a
You
lot more
get
from it,
you
actually.
get
So
a lot
yeah,
more from it.
yeah,
Yes.
it's not
Yeah.
just the added benefit of the Saturday afternoon off,
Yes.
because and the other 5 days you've had off before that. But also, I mean, but it doesn't feel like working, does it?
No, it doesn't feel
So
like working
yeah,
at all.
so
Not, it really doesn't. And you can fit it around whatever you need to fit it around. So some of my ex-students who are now graduates are fitting it around family life. Others are doing it part-time while they're still working in a job. But they want to take that down and bring this up. So it can be quite flexible. You have to manage your time well, but it can be done. Yeah, it's
fabulous.
good.
So, what gives you that happy, tingly feeling?
Oh, the students, when they say, oh God, I've so enjoyed this course, I've really loved it, and I've learned so much from you, and they've gone on to start building their business, and I've had I don't know if you remember, but I had one student who said that I changed her life. It was life transforming. She managed to get out of a job that was really quite, what's the word? Not nasty, but it was a difficult environment to be in. And she's now managing to move away from that and into something she loves doing. So it's a transformation. That's what I love.
Yeah. Oh,
Excitement it brings to them.
And I know that every time you get an email back or a message or something, it's always pinged across to me like, oh, I know, it's great to have it. So
isn't that great? Yeah, I love it. I love
yeah.
it. It's all for my students. I absolutely really do believe passionately in this. So
Fabulous. So what advice would you give to someone that, they're sitting here and they're kind of like, they're looking at you going, yeah, but it's all right for you. It's all right, that is all right for you. You can do that, but it wouldn't work for me. What advice would you give that person?
Just do it. Just do it. You've got to do. If you've got a passion and you've always wanted to do something with it, there's no time like now. You and I know, you can put things off and put things off. And because there's various reasons, but you've just got to give it a try. What have you got to lose? Okay, it might not work, but have a go, definitely, because you will regret it if you don't.
Yeah.
If you've got some sort of passion, have a go.
Got passion. That's it. Because you never know unless you try.
Passion.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Fabulous.
It is.
So let's make you normal, shall we? You're not just a lady that sits behind the computer that just works for 17 hours a day, 17 days a week, just works all the time, but loves what she does. Let's have a fun fact about you. Don't hold back. Share something normal and fun about you.
Okay. Well, when I was younger, and actually when I was not so much younger, I've done amateur dramatics and dancing, and I used to be in lots of performances and loved it. My daughter's doing that now. But the weirdest thing I ever did to do with that was a charity thing where a whole host of us tap danced our way across the Humber Bridge from beginning to end. And we had to keep going. You couldn't walk. You had to tap dance the whole way. There were monitors along the way. It was strange, but it was good fun.
How far was that?
I don't know. How long is the Humber Bridge? It's a blooming long way because it's right across, obviously, the River Humber, but it's a long bridge. Span, largest single span bridge, I think, in this country. So it was a long way. I don't know how long it was,
But that was, was that for charity or just because, it wasn't purely because you felt like it, I'm sure.
Not just because I felt like it. No, there were lots and lots of us doing it. And it was for charity.
Okay. But fun. It was fun.
Yeah, that's a strange fact about me.
Yes. Yeah, good. It makes you human. Okay. I couldn't imagine you tap dancing across the Humber Bridge at all. I can't imagine
I certainly wouldn't be able to do it now.
Fabulous. So what is your plan for this year?
Okay, well, I just want to give more people the opportunity to try tech editing. And the main issue, no, it's not an issue, but the main thing is that people don't even know it's a role. They don't know it exists. They're used to the term maybe pattern testers, but that's different. It's not. A tech editor has to do much more, and they don't make the item. So I just want to get people to understand what it is so they can then make a bit of an informed decision about whether they'd like to do it. And because of the way we run our courses, they can give it a try. They could just come on a short workshop, give it a try, see if they like it, see if they've got the aptitude for it, and then they can make the decision about whether they want to move on. So I want more people to have that chance to try it out. That's what I want to do this year. That's my plan.
I do remember when we first met, and this was in the thing, and you said that you're on a mission to make it so when somebody mentions the word tech editor, people know what it is.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. And what an important role it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you see, even me now from the outside, there's There's nothing about knitting or crochet that I know.
I bet you know more than you think you know now.
I'm sure I do. Not that I'm even going to admit it. But I do think that is now something which is, because of the role that you've taken over the last few years in terms of bringing these courses out and the teaching side of it, it is now just blooming like a flower. And there are many more other people out there which you're not only teaching them how to be a tech editor, you're also giving them that strength and that belief that actually it's such an important role, and the fact that also too needs to be talked about. So you're not just giving them the skills, you're giving them the belief, and actually the fact that actually this should be more there, and you're teaching them how important how important it is. So therefore, actually, your little start from a few years ago actually now is just growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, it's helping designers as well. You know, even if they don't want to become a tech editor, if they do the work. I've had designers, as you know, do the workshop, and it's helped them tremendously with their pattern writing, which means when it goes to a tech editor, it's not going to take as long for them to work on it as it may have done otherwise. So it's for everybody in the industry, really. Fabulous. And yeah,
good. So I mean,
tech editors.
At least you don't need to have a picket line outside. Let's move on from that one, okay? In the year of picket lines. Okay.
Yes.
So if you love knitting or crocheting, you can follow a pattern. You love nitpicking. You have an eye for detail, and you're just thinking about, could a tech editor be for you? There is attached to this video and down below actually a link to go and get Carol's guide to becoming a tech editor. And Carol, would you say that is the first step in that?
Well,
download it and have a read of it.
It goes through in a lot more detail the sort of things that you check for, you know. So it gives you an idea. Oh yeah, I never thought about that. Never thought about checking that against that. So it gives you more of an idea of the level of detail that there is that's required.
Okay, so they can grab that, and that's free, isn't it? That's a free download that you've got. Fantastic. And then they can jump on your email list and learn all about you, which I highly recommend. You do get to see that Carol isn't just, I mean, where she has the time for everything, I don't know. I mean, there are so many things that we've not talked about. It's a wonder you sleep. It really is. So
yes, and I don't sometimes.
But you're still smiling.
Absolutely. So it's great. I wouldn't have it any other way.
So if you think that tech editing might or might not be for you, I mean, grab Carol's free download and then just have a read about what is involved with tech editing. And if it is for them, what's the next step for them, Carol? What would they do?
Well, a workshop would be the best way to start. So we've got a crochet one coming up in June, haven't we?
June 23, yep. And then
a knitting one in September
23, yes.
But you can find all that if you just go to coolwoolschool.com. It's got all the details there about what's coming up. Okay. So a workshop would be the best place to start, because then you find out the main things you need to check, and then you have a go yourself. So
fabulous. And there are self-study workshops coming, aren't there? They're on the horizon, so you won't necessarily have to wait for a live course.
Yeah, we are working hard on that at the moment.
Although the live ones are the best, but if you're really eager to kind of get into it, do keep your eyes peeled. Get on Carol's mailing list, because as soon as they launch and they go live, you will be notified that they're alive. So so you'll be able to get that at any point. You can
join any point. You don't have to wait for me to give live sessions. There'll be recorded sessions, so you can join at any time then.
Yeah. Because as much as you love doing it, we couldn't possibly, you couldn't possibly run workshops all the time.
Everything in, yeah.
So we're trying to make it as easy and open and accessible as possible. So actually then you can then be having a bit more of an impact and helping people a lot quicker.
Yeah,
so they don't necessarily need to wait if that is for them.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Right. So where can people find you?
Well, at Cool Wool Design, without an S, I think.
It is Cool Wool Design, It is Cool Wool Design.
Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Even TikTok, I'm giving a go. I think that's probably the 4 main ones.
Okay. You're over on LinkedIn as well.
Oh, LinkedIn, yeah. I'm just starting to work on that. YouTube. How did I forget YouTube? Yes, I've got a lot of tutorials, short tutorials on YouTube, about various techniques as well. So
yep, and you've got your websites as well. So there are 2 websites. There's a Coolwool School website, and there's the coolwool.net, which is the patterns and
there's kits still on there as well, but I am
go.
phasing those out gradually, but
Fabulous.
there's still some
Fabulous.
on there at the moment.
Okay, and you did predict it. We did go over the 15 minutes, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it. But you know,
I know we was.
Always. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for being here, Carol.
Well, thank you.
If you're watching this and you think, oh my gosh, I don't know whether that would work for me, but it sounds great that I can be as happy as Carol is every day, where I get to have my own little, you know, my own little business, but doing what I love doing actually, and helping others and shouting about it. Or I just want to see if it's for me. Go and grab her free download. Everybody loves something that's free. Okay, jump on Carol's list, learn all about her. Okay, and if it does sound like it's for you, come and join a workshop, and then you'll get to meet both of us actually in person. Yes. So
and I would just like to say, we do also on you know, if you take it further, we do help on the business side and how to set that up and social media and all that as well, don't we? It's not just the tech editing, but obviously there's a lot of that to learn. So there we go.
Yeah, that's kind of where I come in. That's my domain. You know, you teach them the skills and I give them everything they need in order to be able to push their business to the stratosphere that it is today. So there you go. Nothing like a bit of, you know, bump it down for you. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. And guys, go and grab Carol's free checklist. Okay, why not? So, and it's free. So until next time, thank you so much.
Thanks, Paula.
Bye.
And everyone, see you soon.